Hi, this is Joe again with another review. Excuse me. And for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be doing a movie. I'm going to be doing a review of a television show that just premiered a couple of days ago. And of course, the new television season has just started, and of course, anybody from my generation was obsessed with the Muppets. I mean, I grew up watching from Sesame Street, from the early years of Sesame Street to the Muppet Show, and of course the original Muppet movie trilogy, which I previously did a video of a few days ago, because there were two movies that kind of rebooted the whole Muppet movie franchise. Since in the days of Jim Henson, who passed away 25 years ago, they decided to reboot the whole franchise. And they did two movies, one called The Muppets and another one called The Muppets Most Wanted. And the movies were pretty successful. So they decided to have a brand new Muppet television series, and that's the review I'm going to do for you now. And to quote my friend Christy Moore, this show is trash. I mean, this is TV trash. You know, review. It's kind of like a TV trash review because this show, the show called The Muppets, it's so god awful bad. I mean, it's not even funny. I'm surprised he even got 9 million viewers tuning in to watch this thing, including myself. But this show was god awful bad. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, it's hard to describe how bad this movie is. Now, the pre-hype for this particular reboot is the fact that Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog broke up. It's for the television show, folks. And when you're talking about a breakup of two puppets, it's like saying that Ernie and Bert on Sesame Street are gay because they live in the same apartment for like 46 years. And of course, they're not gay. I mean, how can they even have sex? They don't even have the anatomy for it. Um, but anyway, you have Kermit and Miss Piggy broken up. And the premise for this show is kind of like a behind the scenes thing, like the television show The Office. And it's also kind of filmed like a VH1 style thing, where it gets no more lowbrow comedy than the original Muppet series did. And maybe eventually down the line, I may do a review of the original Muppet Show. But for now, I'm going to be doing just for the Muppets. And this thing was just the way it was edited. The jokes were not funny. Contrary to what the original Muppet Show was, at least the jokes were funny. This show was not funny. That one thing about this show was funny at all. I mean, that's how bad this thing was. Uh, we never got on a tangent, but the biggest thing that everyone was talking about was Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog broken up. I mean, to me, it's just a plot device for the show. The premise is there's a behind the scenes thing for a late night show hosted by Miss Piggy called Up Late with Miss Piggy. And Kermit the Frog is one of the producers and also books the guests. And they have meetings to discuss the types of jokes they're going to have, the writing, meeting for the writers, meeting for the people who, to book the guests, and so on and so forth. And then you have those segments with the actual, show the show itself. And I mean, like I said, the show isn't any good, folks. I mean, it's a good thing that Jim Henson's not alive today to see this piece of shit. Because if he was alive today, the show would be much better and more aimed towards kids. The jokes in this thing is for people from my generation who grew up watching the original Muppet Show. But the stuff that's on this thing, you even hear a couple of curse words. I'm not kidding. I'm not talking about the F word or somebody said shit. I mean, you're definitely not going to hear those two words on this show. What I'm talking about is one particular scene where Kermit is saying, "I'm in hell. I'm in a bacon covered hell," referring to dealing with Miss Piggy. And of course, Sam the Eagle walks behind him and says he can't say hell. I mean, still, I mean, when you ever hear Kermit the Frog say the word hell, uh, which is, of course, is not funny. It's not funny to hear him say hell. It's one thing to sing to Miss Piggy. I heard enough pig jokes over the years, from watching the original Muppet Show and of course the movies. So I don't mind hearing, pig jokes. But using the word hell in the pig joke, it's not funny. One of the many subplots in this thing is that Fuzzy Bear, who of course on the show, on the Miss Piggy show, he warms up the audience by telling jokes. The jokes, are like Fuzzy Bear type jokes. And what I mean by that, of course, you gotta know the original Muppet Show with jokes that he always backs off and saying. Like I knew a guy who was so fat, and you have a fat guy saying how fat is he, you know, he's a banana shape over that. Um, but in this thing, uh, he also works as the announcer for Miss Piggy, and here's Miss Piggy, who do something like that. Um, but outside of the show, he's dating a human girl, and it's one particular time he goes to visit her parents, and the parents are annoyed that she is dating a bear. And the father was played by Jerry Burns, from the '90s television show Dear John. Says, "What happens when you have children? Where do they go to the bathroom? In the woods?" And like the old joke, there's a bear shit in the woods joke type joke. That's type of humor that the show went so many times on the show. If you have children, what are you going to do? They go shit in the woods. And of course, finally gets offended, bangs on the table, and says, "Hey, this is an ugly stereotype." And I mean, that's the type of. I mean, they do a bear shit in the woods joke on the Muppets. I mean, it's probably a show aimed at kids, and do a shit joke. I mean, come on, you cannot possibly be serious. Of course, the other subplot with Miss Piggy and Kermit is that now Kermit is staying a different pig, which is a brand new character for the show. And he even says, "What can I say? I'm attracted to pigs." Seriously? I mean, you do a sexual attraction joke on this show. I mean, that's how god awful bad that the show is. I hope to God this show gets canceled in a month because this show is the magic is lacking on this show. Truly only aired one episode, so at the time I'm taping this video, there's only one episode made, but the show was so bad that it's unbelievable how bad the show was. I mean, it is that god awful bad. I do hope that the show gets canceled very soon because it's terrible. I mean, it's like a half hour and I'm not going to get back. Usually, you can tell if a brand new show comes on any of the major networks. I can tell within about 5 minutes if the show is going to be. If the show holds my interest in the first 5 minutes, then it's going to be an interesting show. But if the show stinks up the joint within the first 5 minutes, and they do a bear shit in the woods joke, they do a bacon joke with a pig, and Miss Piggy. I mean, they did bacon jokes before, but at least those jokes were funny. This time it was not funny. And hearing Kermit the Frog utter the word hell, it's hell is a curse word. It's tame compared to what other curse words are out there, but hell is a curse word. And they hear Kermit the Frog, the most famous frog in show business. I mean the only frog in show business, really. To utter the word hell, it's unbelievable. Of course, one of the main plots is that Miss Piggy did not want Elizabeth Banks, the actress Elizabeth Banks, on the show. And I said, oh, what? Because he got embarrassed on a screen test for a movie, and they do show that in a flashback, the clip that Miss Piggy was complaining about. But that wasn't the real reason. The real reason is when Piggy and Kermit broke up. Behind them, there was a poster of Elizabeth Banks starring in a movie. And of course, Piggy got upset over that because it reminds her of when they broke up. That's why originally did not want Elizabeth Banks on the show. But Kermit got mad at Piggy and said, hey, she's not going to tell me who to book for the show. And booked Elizabeth Banks anyway. She came in, and of course, Piggy goes hog wild, so to speak. And reminds Kermit what happened. It looks like that maybe Kermit and Miss Piggy will get back together over the course of the show. But I don't think the show's going to last very long to see that happen. Because that's how bad, and I know I repeated it a few times already, but that's how bad the show is. I can't believe it's been at least 11 minutes already talking about the show. I mean, it's that awful. It's awful. It's shit. It's a crappy, god awful piece of crap show. It really is. Um, and like I said, I mean, the types of jokes, I guess they're trying to be more updated. I can understand they want to update the show in some respects, but if you also update the jokes and make it more lowbrow, and not the type of jokes that low, like 5 or 6 year old kids will like, I mean, it ruins the show. I mean, it ruined the show for me trying to reboot the movie. That's why I never done reviews of the other Muppet movies because I'm talking about other than the original three that I did previously. The reason why I've never done a review of the other Muppet movies is because it's not the same. Since Jim Henson died, it's not the same with the watching Muppet movies or watching Sesame Street. True, and way too old to watch it. Uh, but I wanted to see the once in a while. I have seen what Sesame Street is now compared to when I was a kid. I mean, you can't even compare it. Because there's a lot of quick cuts of Sesame Street today. And of course, since Jim Henson died, uh, he had more control over the shows. And since he passed away in 1990, uh, the Muppet Show, of course, naturally the Muppet Show ended already by then. But I'm talking about the original Muppet Show. But Sesame Street is not the same. Even people who are my age, who have kids now, who watch Sesame Street with their kids, knows that the show is not the same. Uh, knows the movies that have come out since Jim Henson died are not the same. And neither is this show. I mean, this show, ABC, if there are any executives of ABC television who's having to be watching this video, I'm telling you now, you better cancel this crappy show. I'm telling you now. Cancel this crappy show now. It's awful. It's god awful bad. That's my review of the show, The Muppets. Please click on the video. Please read it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can also check out all my videos not only on my YouTube channel but also at rowdyc.com. It's all WDY.com. And one more final note, I'd like to dedicate this video to a friend of mine's father who found out just passed away 2 days ago. Ori, you have my thoughts and prayers are with you. Uh, I'm sorry for your loss of your dad. I dedicate this particular video to your dad. Thanks for watching out there. Catch you next time.